Hello there, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing another Codeforces problem that I did recently. This one's a pretty simple problem. If someone was having any issues with this one, this video will help you. So this problem is called replacing elements. You have an array, and they're all positive integers, and you're given three indexes. You can choose any three of them, so I, J, and K. And you can make the sum of two of these, so this one, any two of your indices that you chose, and you can assign that sum to a of I. So yeah, you can make a of I is equal to a of j plus a of k. So those are the indexes that you can choose any of them. So the problem is, can you make all a of I, so every single element in the list, lower or equal to d using the operation above? So yeah, you're given n, which is how many elements are in the array, and you're also given d, which is the number that you want every value in the array to be equal or less than. And then the second line of input, you're given the array, right? So these are the amount of test cases. This is n, 5 is n, and then 3 is d, and this is the array, right? So how this one works, let's try the first one. So you can't make all of them to be less than 3, because the first two smallest values, they add up to be greater than 3. And basically the most optimal way to do this is you find the two smallest values, and if they're greater than d, it's no, but if they're not greater than d, you can do it. Okay? So that's how it's going to work. Our program is going to be basically like that, right? Very simple. So you find the two smallest values. If they're greater than d, you print no, but if it's not, you print yes. Okay? Very simple. So let's get this started. Let me pull up my code here. Alright. Okay. So let's start implementing this, right? So we're gonna have our test cases, which are gonna be integers, right? And we also have our answer list, which we have here, which is how I always do. It's using my format, so we iterate, so we can have all the test cases. We create n and d. We can just simply do this, map integer with the input dot split, so we can have them all in one line. So n, d, basically just simple variable creation here. So now that we have that, we're going to create a count variable, we'll just name it c, and we're also going to read in our list array, which we get from the input. So the same thing. We're going to make everything in there an integer, and then we also have our sorted array, which is called sorted array. We have this sorted array because we need to find the two smallest values. So the two smallest values are just going to be the first two values of the sorted array, because they're sorted from least to greatest. So we're going to iterate through for I in sorted array. So we're going to count how many of them are greater, because if all of them, let's just go back to the problem, because if all of them, like take for example the second input, if you add the two smallest variables, it's greater than d, right? But all of them are less than d already, so we need to make sure that problem is dealt with properly. So we're just going to iterate through this right here. So for I in this array, if I is less than or equal to d, we're just going to add the count. And if the count is equal to the amount of numbers, so if every single one is, if every one is satisfies the conditions, then we just, it's yes. But if the sorted array, the first two, so the sum of the first two, if the sum of the first two is greater than d, then we're just print no. So we add this no, but if it's not greater than d, and then it's yes, right? Because every time you're iterating through it, it's gonna make so because every time you're going through the every time you're going through the rate, you're going to be looking for the two smallest, and you're going to be setting the largest to those two, the sum of the two smallest. So take for example the last one. We have 2, 1, 5, 3, and 6. The sorted is going to be 1 and 2, so the sum of that is going to be 3. So we place 6 with 3, we place 5 with 3, and then everything is less than 4 already, right? So that's going to be our quick implementation of it. So this is going to be the solution here, and we're just going to need to print it out. So for I in the answer, we just print I. Okay. Let's test this out. So we have, let me just get my inputs here. Here, let me just show you the answer. So as you can see, this is the solution. It got accepted. And yeah, I hope you guys learned something from this. If you have any questions, make sure to DM me on Discord. And I'll leave my Discord in the description. Thank you for watching.